This new spear weapon is similar to the Guild Wars 1 assassin combo system where you have a lead attack and then you follow up with it and then you do a finishing combo. But in Guild Wars 2, this doesn't work so well in PvP because things are just much more fast paced. However, in PvE, you can get a lot more value out of the full combo rotation. So in this video, I'm going to show an open world PvE thief spear build, which is really fun to play and provides a new playstyle because in the past, as a thief, to survive in situations where you're sustaining by yourself, you would need to either use a dodge build with like daggers, staff, and you're simply surviving by timing evades, or you'd use like a rifle or pistol build and survive simply through the positioning of being at range. With the spear, however, you're going to be doing a lot more sustain through sheer tanking, through buffs, debuffs, and healing. So you don't really need to rely on evades as much, although you can still do that. So essentially, as a spear thief, you're either spamming the 2 combo, which is a 3 chain that adds a decent amount of conditions, and it also does really good power damage, or you're spamming the 3 skill, which does some conditions, does lifesteal, and gives you stealth on the final hit chain. You can progress these chains without hitting the target, unlike the Guild Wars 1 assassins, so you can precast them and then do the final hit at the end of your rotation to time it so that you get value even though you're not able to hit the target. And that allows you to do some cool mechanics. But essentially, we're going for a core thief build here because you always want to be using your spear combo. You never want to stop using that combo because you're losing value if you're not doing it. So the reason for this is because we're going to be using the 3 skill, and the 3 skill gives us stealth, which allows us to use the sneak attack. And the sneak attack is a series of attacks. So it's a multi-hitting attack, and then it does a final attack, which will do... First of all, it'll give you a lot of initiative back. So we can just constantly spam the 3 skill to get stealth, use that sneak attack, and then it gives us 4 initiative back if that final hit hits. So we never run out of initiative by just spamming our rotation. So that's never an issue. And on top of that, it also gives quite a bit of conditions through vulnerability and through bleeding and poison. So we really just want to be using Daredevil or Core Thief so that we can stick to the target as well, because the Deadeye's mark doesn't port you to the target. So a lot of times what you'll do is you'll be doing your combo and then you need to use your heal skill or to just get out of, dangerous situation, and then you're no longer in range, but you want to be in range as often as possible. So what you'll do is you'll do your combo at range, and then we'll precast that into the steal, and then we're already getting the highest value possible as soon as possible. So that's kind of why I like the Core Thief, but obviously Daredevil can also do that, and the reason why I'm not using Daredevil is simply because you have to dodge as Daredevil too, and you don't want to be dodging in this build. You want to be constantly using the spear. So Core Thief kind of just fits it the best. So let's just go over the build real quick. It's a Celestial build with Trapper Rune. The relic is Blightbringer, which is one of the new relics, which gives you a lot of poison access and even more weakness and cripple, which is pretty nice. But mostly we're going to be triggering this because of the Leeching Venoms trait, which we get from entering stealth. So it's 3 on entering and 3 on exiting. So a 6 total every rotation, which we're doing quite often. And this heals you a lot because it's life siphoning, and it also does poison damage and lifesteal damage. So just constantly going into stealth and then using the multi-hitting attack from the sneak attack will give us all of those venom hits, which is going to give us a lot of value. As you can see, just 1 combo gives 11 poison. So pretty good. Now for the sigils, I've got the Sigil of Blight and the Sigil of Earth. It's just giving me poison and bleeding on crit. You can use a short bow in your offset, but you really don't need to do that unless you need 100% to use a ranged weapon at the moment. But this build is very tanky, and it doesn't really need ranged except in situations like where you literally just cannot go in melee. Now the traits, Deadly Arts, we have the extra condition damage here even though we don't have combo. funnily enough, we don't actually have any dual attacks in this build, even though that was essentially what the finishers were called in Guild Wars 1. And then we've got even the odds. This gives us a might whenever we use a sneak attack. So we're constantly using the sneak attack in this build, and that's going to stack up our might over time. And we also give a lot of vulnerability to the target because we steal to them, and the sneak attack gives vulnerability. So this build stacks up pretty much 25 might. Yeah, we've got Thrill of the Crime, so we want to be obviously using Steal off cooldown, which has no animation, so it doesn't interrupt our rotation. And then I'm using Trickster here. Now, you can use Bountiful Theft because that'll give you more might, so this will equate to more damage, but the only condition cleanse in this build is from Shadow's Embrace, which is whenever you enter and exit stealth, which might be a little bit niche, like if you're in a situation where you just can't stealth because you're getting stun locked. You can't really cleanse, and it's only damaging conditions, so I go for the extra cleanse. But if you go for Bountiful Theft, it would be slightly more damage because it would cap you on the might a lot easier. But yeah, you don't really need the boon steal from this because the 3 skill actually has boon removal on it, so you're just going to be spamming boon removal as part of your combo, which is pretty good in Janthier where there's a lot of enemies with boons. Now we've got extra damage on bleeding, and the Leeching Venoms, which gives us more damage, more healing, more condies. And then we've got Cover of Shadow, which gives us protection whenever we enter or exit stealth. So you can see, going in and out of stealth gives us so many things. It gives us buffs, it gives us cleansing, it gives us damage and healing, and it gives us protection. So we're getting insane value from just spamming the 3 combo. So the rotation is very simple. You're just pressing 3 times and then 1. But the rhythm is very important because if you go into stealth with the 3rd chain of the 3 skill and then you press 3 again because you're mashing the 3 key, you'll reveal yourself and not be able to use the sneak attack, which is the most important part of your build because it gets you the Spider Venom expended and it gives you the might. So you really need to land your sneak attack. But you don't want to cancel your sneak attack too early either because, say I do my sneak attack and then I immediately press 3, I'm revealed now and I can't go into stealth again. So you want to hit that last hit of the sneak attack for sure, because that's where it's going to refund you the initiative and it's going to give you that big hit of poison and bleeding. And it's also just going to delay your revealed debuff a little bit longer so that you can actually do it. So it's just 3, 3, 3, 1. Wait for that last hit, 3, 3, 3, 1, wait for that last hit, and then just keep doing that. And obviously use your steal off cooldown if you just want the extra boons of might and fury, and you don't really need that much swiftness because you're getting super speed from stealth from Shadow Arts. And just using Infiltrator's Signet for like the same purpose of staying on top of the target, and using Roll for Initiative whenever you need a stun break, Shadow Step to stay in the right positioning, and Dagger Storm if you gotta do a lot of AoE, though this build is very good at AoE because, as you can see here, the thing is like really wide range of the sneak attack, so it's pretty good for cleaving AoE enemies. Now after you've used your 3 skill and you're in stealth, you can actually use the Shadow Veil, which is a block, and you can block attacks, or if you don't use it after your finisher, it's just a single block. So that's pretty good for situations where it's like, I know I need to dodge, but I don't know when I need to dodge. So you just press the block skill, and it does this animation that doesn't really look like a block, but it is blocking, and you can see the little buff on your bar there. You're blocking, and you'll just block the next attack. It's not a durational block, it's a singular block, and that's kind of useful in some situations. So other than that, you're really just looking at your animations to see if you've hit that final hit. And if you're in a situation where you cannot see your character, you can always look at your UI because you can see the cast bars. So you can see this cast bar of the sneak attack. You want to let it fully progress before you go on to the next skill because that means that you've used the final hit. And if you can't see your animation to see that the next attack is the stealth attack, right? Because if you go in stealth and then you're already pressing the 3, well then you're going to skill Q and reveal yourself. So you want to, if you can't see your character, there's like kind of 2 ways to do this, right? You see your character's animations, and then you just follow the rotation by that, or you watch the UI, which is going to be, you're going to watch the skills changing down here. So if you see, this is the follow-up, and these are the finishers. So when you see that spider, that means that your next attack is stealth. And while you're not using the spider attack, that just, the third chain is just easier to see if you look at the 2 skill, because it's more distinguishable. Whereas like you see here, this one's like a spear, this one's a spear, and then this one's also just a spear. So it's not really easy to distinguish between them. So I look for the spider of the 2 skill, even though I don't use the 2 skill, right? So you can see there's a snake as well on the second one. It's a snake and then a spider. So watch the UI, look for those animations, and just make sure you hit that final hit to get the highest value, and just repeat, and that should be good enough. So let's try out the Urban Battleground Fractal level 85. So in this Fractal, you can get like one-shotted by a lot of these mobs. They do really heavy power damage. And so I want to apply the weakness and get the protection as fast as possible before they can destroy me. But we want to start out by hitting this burning oil. I have a short bow obviously because I don't really have too much range damage on this build. So, I mean, I can use the spear 1, right? But that's not really the it's not really the best range damage. So we want to just finish this off with a short bow here. And then we will blink out. Get some stealth here. And then heal off of this one cultist. So now we've got the burning oil down and we can kind of move in towards Dolphy. But I want to not die to all of these mobs. But they've got might. And I'm getting CC'd. So this is kind of dangerous. I want to kill these ballistas and evade and lifesteal and get weakness on the... That's also the 3 skill here removes boons, right? Because they're giving so much might to each other. But like this mob right here, this has 25 might. That's dangerous. Remove that. Yeah, you can see it's dangerous. So we might not be able to take this on over here because that is extremely yikes. I can't keep them all weakened or remove all their might because they're all just so spread out and it's multiple targets. Maybe we take a little bit of a more less dangerous approach. Use a 3 skill with my sneak attack there, or the thing that enables stealth. Get some healing here. I can kill these when I've got weakness on them. I can kind of tank them like that. So I don't need to avoid too much damage. You can see I can kind of just tank it when things get rolling, because they don't do as much damage when they're weakened, when I've got protection, and when I've got the lifesteal pumping. You gotta keep killing them, but with all these mobs here, it'd probably be better to kill the mobs first, maybe. Do our full sneak attack on them. Yeah, I want to hit the boss though while I'm killing them, but I'm getting focused by the ballistas when I do that. This is rough, but like this is a normally pretty risky situation, and you can tell like I'm sustaining through it. It's pretty impressive. Okay, now we're getting a lot. Okay, this is what I need to do. I need to kill the ballistas while I'm killing the Ascalonians. And yeah, the animations of the char I'm not really used to because that's what this fractal does to you, but it'll have to suffice this way because if there's no okay, it looks like we've actually got the shortest path. Yeah, this is lucky. So we can go this one. Gotta be careful at the start here because they don't have weakness on them at the very beginning, but as soon as we get that first trigger of our relic, it's gonna give out AoE weakness. It's gonna be really nice for surviving all this damage we're gonna be taking. And as you can see, we're now in the rotation. As long as we're constantly doing this, we're kind of sustaining. We were losing a little bit more health than we were gaining it back, but it was sustaining us long enough to kill everything.
Now, we can also precast our 3 skill here to get weakness. And get the sigil here to trigger. And we can also do Dagger Storm. Give us a little bit more. And I think the most dangerous one is the mages, right? Because they do the meteor shower. Let's get some condies on those. Steel to get my boons. And make sure I get that final hit of the sneak attack. Of course, there's going to be a ballista there. When we get inside, there's going to be plenty of ballistas. Okay, so this part is very dangerous. There's going to be constantly, yeah, ballistas shooting me like this. And these Ascalonian warriors like this, they'll just one-shot you. So you got to watch out for those rushes. Get the weakness on them instantly. So try to hit them with the ranged spear here. They're going to probably rush at me there. I can evade frame, get the weakness out, and now that they're weakened, I can just finish them off. You gotta watch out for that initial part. If something's really dangerous, you gotta get your protection and your weakness out, and then it's safe. Now we can finish off these mages. There's still more though, and there's a meteor shower. And just pay attention to the rhythm, make sure I'm getting that final hit of the sneak attack. These ballistas are getting annoying. I think that guy will die to condies, so I can just start pulling the next group of mobs. Or maybe not, you know, maybe I could just sit there and get CC'd. Okay. Alright. Let's try to pull some mobs here. Or, you know what? Maybe let's not. Maybe let's not do that. Okay, let's just shoot this ballista. Okay, there's more mobs coming. The Dagger Storm. Put down Choking Gas. And then I'll go in for my spear combo. Now, you can see my initiative is really low, but the sneak attack actually refunds quite a bit of initiative. So you really don't need to worry too much about your initiative at all. Just spam the 3 and just make sure you're using that sneak attack final hit, because that's what's refunding it. Go in. I don't know what's doing that much damage to me, but it's hurting. That cultist, I guess. See how I heal, and then I need a way to port back in. So you use your Infiltrator Signet or your Steel to port back in after you use your heal skill. And it's like you were never out of melee range, but you kind of were. Okay, now there's going to be spawning waves of adds here, and we just need to do as much damage as possible. Ideally, I would put on food or something like that, but I don't really need to. So here they are. Get out those condies. Try to hit all of them with the sneak attack. They're kind of going away when I stealth. The next set of mobs is coming in now. I need to stop them. They lost aggro on me or what? Okay, we can hit them all actually here. We're cleaving them all. It's good. It's good. The next group have already spawned though. So let's try to finish these off. I have my stealth still available, so I think what we'll do is probably after this group we'll just stealth, because it's looking a little bit dangerous maybe, because the next group is spawning soon. He's doing fine on health though, so maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we just have enough damage. Yeah, I think we have enough, because that's the final group right there. I could just tank the next group. I can stealth him though. Yeah, so I guess we have enough damage. Alright, well, this is mostly just a DPS goal until I get to the final phase where he does a lot of damage. And in that final phase where he does a lot of damage, generally you want to be melee. And so how am I going to do that with a full melee build? Because he just does insane damage. I just need to... I don't know. I just need to kill him fast before he kills me. The best defense is a good offense, I guess. Just lifesteal it up. The meteors, yeah, they don't really do enough damage for me to have to even get out of them. That kind of does damage, but is it enough? Not enough. I can just heal it back. If I get lucky and get hit by like 5 meteors in a row, maybe I could die. But I would have to get hit by 4 before I get hit by 5, right? And I would see it coming. I would for sure see it coming. And I'd be able to dodge out and heal. Okay, now he's on the greatsword. Now we gotta be careful. We want to use our 3 skill a little bit carefully here. Use it to get distance like that. Don't use it at the boss because I don't want to get stuck in an animation where I could just instantly die. So I'm going to detarget like this. And then evade frame when I get close to the boss. And then I'm going to port away. Like that attack can one-shot you if it hits you multiple times. But if you're moving in a direction away from the boss, then it can often do... It does not as much damage, right? That does a lot, right? But we're going to heal it back up. Keep moving like I am and I'm going to survive, I guess. Away. Yeah, if you get hit multiple times by that attack, it's not going to be good. I missed, but I still hit the final attack. He's going to use something here immediately. There it is. Yeah, that attack does a lot of damage. And yeah, if I ran through him like that, I'll get hit less by the multi-hitting. Okay, he's got a lot of conditions on him. In this attack, I could probably use Dagger Storm if I wanted to not get hit by it. Yeah, like Dagger Storm right here. It does a good amount of damage back to him. Okay, let's be careful of that. I still got hit by it. But the evade frame was nice there. I avoided. Might have possibly got one-shotted there. So this is doing a lot of damage to me. Let's be a little bit more careful with my heal skill. Get the stealth. And that's pretty much, he's going to be dead. So there you go. That is the Ascalon Fractal. Solo as the Celestial Core Spear Thief. If you like this content, then please like the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.